the Nintendo Switch 2. We know what the console looks like, and there's patents out there that show off mouse functionality with the new Joy-Cons, and not to mention, a lot of hardware details were leaked even before the official announcement. But Nintendo has been keeping one thing very close to their chest. Maybe the most important thing, honestly. The games, the software. What Nintendo chooses to put on this console is a huge determining factor as to who will or will not be buying it. Good games sell consoles, and Nintendo obviously has things lined up for the Switch 2's first year. I mean, looking at the original Switch's first year, it came with a bunch of heavy hitters. I mean, right out of the gate, you had Breath of the Wild, and then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe less than 2 months after that. Splatoon 2 and ARMS were released that summer, offering players more competitive games to play online. And then Mario Odyssey in October, a game that is just so fun to just move around in. And just at the end of the year, they also released Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Seriously, a stellar lineup for the first 10 months of a console's run. So, what does Nintendo have in store for the Switch 2? I have a few ideas, but why don't I just start with the one they've actually shown already? So they are obviously introducing a new Mario Kart with this console. And from the footage shown in the Switch 2 reveal trailer, we can see that there are a number of character redesigns, most notably Donkey Kong, who looks much kinder than his rare design. This guy would call you names, but this guy would hype you up while spotting you at the gym. I don't go to the gym. Character designs aside, there is a shot here that pans out to reveal a wide, expansive area. This very well could just be a regular track, just big, I guess. But it's more fun to speculate about an alternative. Mario Kart has really been pretty much the same since it started on the Super Nintendo. Double Dash did the most to mix it up by putting 2 people in a single cart. But my hope is that this is something bigger. The way I see it, this could be one of 2 different things. The first option is that this is more of a hub world, or at least a portion of it, where you can ride around in your cart to access different areas, tracks, or challenges, similar to Crash Team Racing's Adventure Mode. This would be a great way for Nintendo to implement unique race or battle challenges, which could offer players rewards either using a checklist or a currency of some sort. It would be nice to see a real single-player campaign apart from playing the same races you would in multiplayer. On top of that, I would love to bring back the unlocking characters or carts by completing specific challenges, rather than the play X amount of matches or collect X amount of coins, where every character is unlocked the same way. Give me the interesting character unlock requirements like we had in the GameCube era. I really want that back. Now, the second option is that this is the title that Sakurai has been working on. Mario Kart 8's DLC opened the doors to more opportunities by adding Link, Villager, and Isabelle to its driver roster. Any Nintendo character is fair game for this kart racer now, and that got me thinking about Sakurai's favorite little guy. Kirby would be a fun addition to Mario Kart for sure. After all, he has already had his own racing game back in 2003, and Kirby Air Ride was a blast to play. On top of your usual races, Kirby Air Ride offered City Trial, a big sandbox to drive around in, grabbing power-ups, other vehicles, and stat boosts to be used in a minigame after the timer runs up. This same concept was used for Smash Run, a mode exclusive to Smash Bros. For 3DS, and it took 11 years between the first 2 uses of this game mode concept, so now, in the 11th year since Smash 4, we might as well use it again! I mean, it's such an engaging game mode. City Trial also featured a number of random events that could occur during the game, some more rare than others, and these events helped keep each session new and exciting. Rather than the rinse and repeat of drive on a track, it would give players more variety in how they play, which would naturally encourage those players to revisit the game and play more, I guess. Now, of course, these two concepts are entirely speculation and could both be completely absent from the game when it comes out, but I will hold out hope that this new Mario Kart does something to give the series some fresh paint. Anything. I really need something new from new Mario Kart. Please. Nintendo is pretty obsessed with the number 2 when it comes to this new console. The reveal trailer was 2 minutes and 22 seconds, and Nintendo Japan tweeted the reveal at 22:02. They obviously learned their mistake with the Wii U and are trying really, really hard to drive home that this is the Nintendo Switch 2. And if they are trying to push marketing with the number 2, you might as well have a game that prominently features the number as well. Super Mario Odyssey was the last full 3D Mario game to be released. And yes, Bowser's Fury is there, but that was more of a side dish to a re-release of 3D World. And now, Mario Odyssey is almost 8 years old. So Mario Odyssey 2 would solidify this console as a sequel. Now, of course, they have to figure out some way to make the game feel fresh and different from its predecessor. And I think that comes down to just 2 main things. 1, all new levels, and 2, all new capture abilities. Well, I think some of the capture abilities should definitely return, but a slew of new ones would give returning players something exciting to try out. On top of that, I think the story that was told in the original game is done. No need to rehash that situation. In fact, I think the main villain shouldn't even be Bowser this time. Let's see Bowser traveling the world like Peach did in the original. In his stead as our big baddie, I would love to see them bring back Wart, a different villain with his own motivations. And they could still have the final sequence where you capture him, but with his own abilities and movements. That would be just so much fun. It would be so cool to see how they would change up that experience with a completely different villain. Apart from those details, maybe just some interesting bosses throughout the game, ones that make interesting uses of the capture mechanic. More like the dragon and less like the Broodals. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond was announced way back in 2017, and we've known about it since the first year of the original Switch, and it's finally coming this year. But is it going to be cross-generation? Now, if you had asked me a year ago, I would have said, yes, absolutely, no doubt in my mind that this will be released on the Switch and the Switch 2. But now, knowing for certain that the Switch 2 is backwards compatible, I'm not so sure that there will be 2 separate releases. It may be more likely that there will be a single release of Metroid Prime 4 that has enhanced performance and or exclusive features if you're playing on the Nintendo Switch 2 as opposed to the original Nintendo Switch. Similar to how some DS games had features only compatible with the DSi. Of course, most of those were just camera features, but never mind that. Metroid Prime 4 will be an original Switch game with enhancements available if you play it on Nintendo Switch 2. Ah yes, another game that is already slated to release this year. Pokémon Legends ZA. Now, a lot of people have high hopes for this game, especially after the poor performance of Scarlet and Violet. And we're talking technical performance because, yeah, they're Pokémon games, they sold just fine. Hopefully, Game Freak has been putting a little bit more tender love and care into this game that's coming to the Nintendo Switch family of systems. Do I think there will be separate releases for the Switch and the Switch 2? Absolutely not. Do I think the game will run significantly better on the new console? Golly, I sure hope so. When was the last Fire Emblem game? 2023. Yeah, we'll probably get one of those in the first year. Splatoon 2 released in the first year of the Switch's life, just 2 years after the original released on the Wii U. So, my initial gut feeling was that we'll get Splatoon 4 within the first year of the Switch 2. But Splatoon 3 didn't come out until 5 years after Splatoon 1, and its Side Order expansion came out 2 years after that, and that was just last year, 2024. Now everything feels kind of recent for them to be putting a new Splatoon game up already. And if Nintendo's consumer base can still play Splatoon 3 on the Switch 2, then there's really no reason to rush into the next installment so quickly. Splatoon 4 is definitely happening. I just think that if it's coming soon, it will likely be a 2026 release. Catch me with egg on my face 6 months from now when they release Splatoon 4 for the Nintendo Switch 2. Anyway, those are the main big first-party heavy hitters that I think are coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 in the first year of its life. Obviously, no Zelda because we just got Tears of the Kingdom and Echoes of Wisdom, and that's not coming out that fast. No chance that that's happening. I would be shocked. I would be absolutely surprised if that was the case. Anyway, if you have any ideas of what Nintendo will be releasing in the first year of the Nintendo Switch 2's life, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Tell me what games you think are coming. And if you enjoyed hearing me talk about video games for a while, you can go ahead and leave a like and check out some of my other videos where I also talk about video games and sometimes review them. Alright, thanks for stopping by.